Clash of Clans podcast, episode 50. I can kick, I can stretch, and I can kick. I'm 50.
50 years old.
50 years old.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.
And we're back with the Clash of Clans and the fans in the stands. I'm here with all my pals. I got Scotty. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, Boneyards.
I got Lady B over here on my left.
Hey, baby.
And through the wired web, we got Boaz.
Oh, to think of the evolution you've come through, Boneyard.
Yeah, we got the Wicked Wild Web. Isn't that what the 3 W's for? The Wicked Wired Web.
Yeah, I think so. It's,
Okay. We're down here at the Clash
I
Clans
think it's
studio.
the World Wide Web.
The WBSMT studio.
Not
Talking
Boneyards.
things all things Clash
I
Clans.
thought it was the interwebs.
The interwebs.
It is the interwebs. And you want to know how many people I have calling the internet the interwebs at work?
They understand what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's about as far as we get. Series of tubes.
Giant
Well, we understand
tubes.
tubes.
Series of tubes, yeah. Well, see, at the pharmacy, they got tubes. They put the drugs in them, and they go, pew! They shoot all over the hospital. And you know, the hospital here in Duluth is like 8 different blocks. There's a whole campus
Do you ever
of
just
hospitals.
throw something in there just for fun? Like
And the tubes fly all
I get
around
really
downtown.
angry when we do that, and I'm
Water
really
balloon?
upset. Like, it's got rules on the things, like, you cannot send food through here. I'm like, what?
Subway
But they
sandwich
have the
just
special down in the
Okay.
First Street
All
building.
right,
I like how we
Yeah.
were
So
talking
let's-
about Clash of Clans before
Hey,
yeah,
we started
we're back,
recording,
yeah.
Welcome
and then
to-
once we started
yeah.
recording, we started talking about other stuff.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
put
That's how it goes.
because you're talking about putting a Subway sandwich in a drug delivery tube. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you know, the,
Okay.
the
So,
lab also uses that. So sometimes your tubes come together, you're like, oh, this has been at the lab. It smells like piss.
Yeah, you might have some contagions.
Okay.
In your sandwich.
well, Boaz, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Yeah,
They
thank
can't
you.
Send food to
Yeah, contagions.
So, yeah.
Why is my
This.
sandwich all sticky?
Hey,
Ha!
Oh, God.
we're doing a
Hey, guess who
podcast.
else we got? Hey, guess who else we got in the
Hey,
studio?
guess who else is
Damn
there?
cat.
Sully. I have to apologize, ladies and gentlemen. I was not around for the last podcast, and I hear my pussy was out of control. So, hopefully tonight we can keep it together.
Keep a tight grip on him.
Well, everybody,
On it.
Boaz, Jungle Insider, a.k.a. Jungle Insider. We're back with the new episode post House of Zod
Yeah,
premiere.
that's what we're talking about today, baby. House of Zod. Everybody kneels. And it is fantastic. I'm having so much fun.
Yeah, House of Zod is pretty sweet at Clan Wars.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We've
we're
been,
killing it because okay. Let's start at the start. House of Zod filled up. Actually, we're full right now. As of right now, we were at 50, I guess. It started slow. You know, the first battle, I had 6 active people in the war by the time the war started because I got 10 people to start from global. Join here, join me, and then
I'll
by the
give
time
you free rage spells.
yeah, free logs and bushes.
Free logs and bushes.
I got some mushrooms.
You can make a spell. You can make a special potion.
I give up.
I'll lend you a clapper.
yeah,
I give up pine trees.
we got the clap.
Oh, we got pine cones over here, bitches.
All right,
Yeah,
so
so that was ridiculous.
okay, so
But
the
then-
first war was 10 of us.
Well, it wasn't even. It was 6 of us by the time war started because I got enough people to join to start a war, and then a bunch of people quit.
Yeah.
I was trying to give out advice, and they're like, "Look, I'm going to take advice from you. You got Town Hall 3 with your stupid bat." Like,
You know what it was too? Is
okay.
We started it and we were like, we're gonna, just start this clan
Keep it secret.
and keep it secret, do our
it's
thing.
impossible.
And it was like a day in, and that damn war happened, and it's like, you know what? Let's just announce it on the podcast
Fuck it.
because,
I'm tweeting it out. Like, screw it. Let's get some people in here that know what they're doing.
yeah,
And that's what
Or
happened.
not.
Well, that's what happened. A lot of the first people were second accounts. Our friends from our fans on the stands, people that follow us on Twitter and know about our shits. And
yeah. So that was the first like 25, or it was getting up there
That was
before
at
the
least-
podcast came out.
yeah, at least 20. I think Boaz came on with his second, and a couple other people with their seconds from other the True
Right.
Sons and a couple other people. And
And we were
awesome.
like 2 days old when
Yeah.
we recorded the announcement.
Yeah, they were real. Everybody's second is real low, and so our battles were like up against just a bunch of junk clans. They're 10 people. That 10-person clan is crap. The first 10-person clan we went up against, by the time war started, 2 of their people had quit. So it was only 8 of them.
But 4 of yours had quit, so
Yeah.
they had an advantage.
Yeah, well, no. Not the first battle where we had fans.
It's post. We had one battle pre-Zodcast. Is
Yeah.
basically
That was like
what it
practice.
was.
Battle.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that
Zodcast.
Yeah, that
By the
doesn't
way,
count.
Pre-Zodcast.
shout out to Deep Fried Oprah for
Yeah,
coining the
for
term
Zodcasters.
Zodcasters.
Yeah, we are all Zodcasters in the clan of the House of Zod.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool.
So then we started. We did the first war. Kicked butt.
We killed it, and we did a couple more wars. And the first one was 10. I think we did another 10, and then a 15.
Yeah.
And then we did
No, 10. It was a 10, a 15, and a 20.
a 10, a 15, 20, and now we're doing a 40 because so many people have joined. And the next one will be 50. I'm sure.
50.
A couple people have to get kicked out because they're not around, and that's
Thermocare
something we're going to get to.
war.
You know what? I think the thing is we'll see what happens with the war.
Yeah, oh yeah. The last war was 100% participation.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah,
wore.
that was crazy.
You
I've never
can't
seen
ask
that.
for much more than
No,
that.
that
Yeah.
I mean, you really, really
we
can't.
won 50, or I don't even know what the last one.
It
You know
was
what? I'm going to look it up. Hold on a sec.
I think the first 2 wars we were like maybe a couple stars short of getting all their stars.
Yeah,
too,
Yeah,
which
well,
is
that
There was
pretty
one
cool.
we lost by 2, or we had 0. We were missing 2.
Yeah.
4.
Just like there's a top
56 to
Town Hall 10 that we.
I
one
would
star.
love to do a perfect war.
How exciting
close.
would that
Yeah,
be?
I think this one is pretty damn close.
It's got we got
This
to be.
one is we have 5 Town Hall 10s and there's 1 Town Hall 9, and it's Town Hall 8 or below. Everybody's looking at their matchup and they're like, Jedi Master is one of our guys. I don't know. Like, I'm just going to use my looting army. Like, I don't even know. I don't want to waste elixir on this. Because I can just
Well, the
waste this up
matchup-
with
Same
anything.
army for everything.
The matchup system is broken though, so people shouldn't be looking at their recommended
No,
target.
yeah,
They
it
should
is
be
totally broken.
The plan
looking
is
at their
to
equal.
go after your number.
Okay, your number. Yeah, there
You know
go.
what? Go straight across because everybody down the line is going after somebody who is less powerful than
Oh,
they
that's
are.
an
For all of
interesting
us.
idea.
That's the plan. That's going to be my plan.
Match
we're going to go
it up.
after. We're going to talk about all the stuff.
I kind
that
of
we're
like.
gonna do.
I like that.
So here I got the list here. Our first battle was we lost 14 to 23. We had 6 people battle.
Okay.
And 14 to 23. I mean, it's a throwaway battle with a bunch of
Practice
junk
battle.
crap.
Yeah.
A bunch of people from the global that all sucked. The second one we beat them
I'm gonna
28
beat
to
around the
10
bush tonight.
28 to 10 with a
28 of
possible.
30 stars.
out of 30 stars. Yeah, that was fantastic. I love
That was the post
Do we have some,
announcement.
yeah. That was the first. That was the
This
first.
is the Twitter
The
announcement.
first Zodcaster war. The very first war.
The
Doesn't,
Zodcaster
Yeah.
War.
The first Zodcast war.
Yes.
The second Zodcast war, we won 56 to 14 out of possible 60, so we only were 4 away. And then the last one we did 37 to 8, and it was 37 out of 45. And
37 to 8.
Yeah,
I mean that
and their
is
name was
fantastic.
the name of the clan was the Skunks, and we skunked them.
You know what?
Verbiage
And I was
terminology
thinking about
here.
it, and it's like, oh, yeah, they didn't barely use their attacks and whatever. That concerns me very little. I think what I'm really happy with, and I was trying to figure it out, it's because we've got everybody attacking and
Working together.
and everybody is doing well. You know, the
Working
people.
together, getting it done.
Yeah.
Teamwork.
You know, and then it's fun because we got all. God, that's so creepy. You're in the studio to see that. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
The two of us
Sorry.
are sitting out from Scotty, and we are singing it in unison.
Yeah, and with the identical head wags too. That's really creepy.
Hey, we practice this shit. You ought to see us in the car together.
Oh god, no.
Doing the Muppets.
Doing the Muppets. Yeah.
Moving right
Any-
along.
You guys are made for each other. This is
Any like
perfect.
Oh.
cool
Soulmates.
factor that you have earned
Wouldn't-
over the last year and a half, Boneyard?
People
is
are
this guy.
leaving House of Zod in flux right now
Yeah,
when they're
House
hearing
of
this
Zod is
podcast.
gone.
Once this airs, that's fine.
So yeah, but was happy.
Hey, if you don't like
makes
the
me
Muppets,
happy.
fucking leave. Honestly, they're awesome.
Boneyard does drive a 1951 Studebaker, just so all of
spray
you know.
painted, yeah. I got the
Oh,
the
God.
Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem in the back, rocking it. Yeah, if Jim
Okay.
Henson was a genius.
Okay.
Come on.
I think that clan might have just given up though once they saw
That's-
us just like pull.
That's
into
what I
a
read
huge
in the
lead.
clan chat, and I could imagine. But what I'm happy
Yes,
about is that
maybe.
it's 100% participation in the wars, and that we within sight of getting a perfect war. You know, and it's really cool to be able to do that. I think it'd be really hard to do, and maybe not so much anymore with the new Valkyrie upgrade coming.
Who knows?
In the in Minnesota Nights, but you're up against such
Minnesota
like
Nights has one or two Town Hall. Well, there's no Town Hall 7s. It's Town Hall 8 or above. I think now everybody. So they're up against fucking wicked hard.
Well, we had Ace.
You got to go down to 15th place to find a Town Hall 9.
Yeah,
anyway,
you know,
yeah.
it's just kind of fun to play in a
place
place where you could see yourself 3-starring consistently for a change. It's a nice change.
Yeah.
But you know what? I think that should be clan rules: 100% participation in wars, unless you get a hold of one of us.
And hey, you know what? I do have.
If you're not around, or something happens, or everything's starred and you can't do. Well, if everything's starred and you can't do anything, you can't get any more. Go for the loot. Go for a win.
Yeah, still use the attacks so we look good with 100% participation.
Yeah. Go for
And
that.
you don't go practice.
And,
it's a free practice
Try
thing.
something high up.
Yeah, that you don't think you could do, or try new combinations. So,
and the other thing is that when we're rocking, we have 4 Town Hall 10s or 5 or something. We're going over this. But what the thing is that I'm handing out. I came over with Boneyard. I wasn't in the wars, but I'm handing out max troops to. Dr. Death was our lowest guy in one of the wars. He's just starting out. I think he's Town Hall 3 or 4. He's got like little gray rock walls.
It's so cute.
And yeah,
It's so cute.
It's so nice to see the little teeny one. But he went in after the bottom guy. My player one,
because I was just there. I'm like the newest to this.
Yeah,
it's so
two years ago I was doing that. But player 1 went in and took 3 stars off his recommended thing, and his recommended thing was 1 higher than his number. And I was like, fuck it, I'll go for that. 3-starred it, and I'm like, okay, I called the other one because it's the only other thing that was even possible for me to do because player 1's so low at the time. And Dr. Death's like, well, hey, can I get in there and get it? And he was the bottom guy. And I'm like, you know what? Go ahead. Go ahead and see if you can. If you can't 3-star it, I will. But their bottom board was the guy. I don't even know why he was in a clan. He started and was like, oh, what you doing? I'll join you. Join me. Somebody got him in there with 10 people. And I gave him a Boneyard, gave him 3 hogs. That's probably all he needed to drop.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
He just dropped those, and they were all 3 still alive at the end. I did the same thing with mine. All 3 hogs are still alive because they're just tromping around and doing their thing.
And Dr. Death had another one with, I think, 3 max balloons, and just did the same thing and just slowly went around and wiped out every single thing.
And there's so little amount of buildings that you can go in and take it out with balloons.
There's like 4 buildings
in less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, but it's cool because then it's like but we're going to get matched against people that can do the same to us
eventually.
But it's more about their attacks, the lower level people. Like I don't really care if somebody gets 3-starred.
Attack people they can score against.
Yeah,
right.
Get war
that's what
loot.
it was like. I was like, well, I called it. I'm gonna, it's my clan. I'm player 1. And I'm gonna go for 6 stars. I'm like, you know what? Do it, dude. And if you don't do it, if you don't make it, I'll go in and do it. And
that's the thing.
And
he gets 2, you can go 3.
And he made it. He made all 3. Like it was freaking awesome. It was super easy. So I went up higher and got 2 stars, which I did not expect to get, off of a medium guy who was like maybe 8 or 9 numbers above me. Shut up, Sully.
Which is a lot in like a 20-person war.
Yeah, I think that was a 15-person war, or maybe it was 20. Maybe it was a 20-person.
And but
I went up there and I was like, wow, I got 2. I got a huge war loot bonus. And I was like, all right, somebody else can 3-star.
Which is always such a great.
And I didn't realize you could do that.
And that happened. Somebody else came up and 3-starred it.
Town Hall when you get that nice big bonus. That's a lot of money.
And actually get some dark elixir, which you never get
dark
as a
elixir,
lower.
which you don't even have a storage
that's
container
a good point.
for. Because like that happened to me. I had. You could look at my achievements.
What level clan castle do you get dark elixir storage?
At 7, you get the
20,
storage.
The storage in the king.
Clan castle.
Yeah, storage in the king at 7, and then you get the drill at 8.
No. I'm talking about because it's a brand new clan castle that stores war loot. At what level does a clan castle?
Oh, probably.
That's a
probably
good
the
question.
Town Hall 7 one.
Probably 7, because mine
won't
doesn't
do you any good.
Yeah, mine doesn't yet, and I'm at 6.
It doesn't. It only has 2 little things on it.
So it just has the little.
That's something new that we haven't even thought about.
Well, here's the thing:
that's exciting.
you can't use your loot from your castle. You have to collect it, then use it. So it wouldn't go anywhere anyway. Like
but wouldn't that be cool if you could
And that's
hold
a
Dark
nice-
Elixir at a low
That
level?
would help.
Yeah. But you know what's been nice? I've been holding my war loots in my castle because when you get attacked, that doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah.
So you
As long
can
as
get
you don't
robbed.
forget to.
Yeah, we got to remember to
You know-
collect it before the end of a war, which I almost didn't. A lot of people were like, "Hey, we got to do that," and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Crap! I have to spend down that much because I'm already maxed. Now I got to somehow spend down what I have in my clan castle so I can collect it, and then now I'm maxed again with my clan castle's maxed. Crap."
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Well, actually, one quick thing. Big shout out to Dr. Death. That's my buddy from my other clan.
Oh, it is.
Okay.
Yeah. He's been doing pretty good in the wars for a level 15 or whatever. He's got a bunch of 3 stars. So.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's his second account.
He's an established
right?
player and a different.
Yeah.
You know what you're doing. That's fine. And I like that. That's one of the rules of our House of Zod is going to be established players or second accounts, any level. If you know what you're doing, you can come and play. It doesn't matter what level you are, or if it's new, or if you're late. But if you understand what you're doing,
Put out that third rule right now.
what's the third rule?
An adult.
Adults only is, maturity level is adults only.
Or
'cause
at least be able
16 plus, probably,
16
right?
plus.
or if you're a 9-year-old who can pass as an adult, then more power to you.
Yeah, right. Honestly, but
until you get your phone
Yeah, there's
taken
no-
away on a fucking field trip. Because we've had that happen.
yeah, that was
We
the whole
just put
thing.
that out there.
Sam,
God.
Poor Sam.
So,
And
yeah.
I feel,
will you
know,
post your picture on Twitter? What's your real name?
So here, okay.
It's hard enough for me.
Well, here's why I brought that up about the clan castles, because I think one of these updates that are coming. So we've only seen the 2 sneak peeks. The one that was given today was the new Valkyrie.
This episode brought to you by Bud Light.
Was the Valkyrie that does the damage to multiple buildings. It seeks the thing, so it's going to be a game changer, and we'll get to that later. But that was the second sneak peek, and in the video by Clash Daddy, who shows it, he says sneak peek number 3. So there's something else that's coming.
I
So the
think
first
that
is the
we've got to
Tesla?
get a
The first is the
Jim Booth.
Yeah,
Tesla.
what's the deal? Is it making it cheaper, or we get a new one?
I would
We got a Tesla-
really hope that
Tesla 11, level 11.
No, level 8.
Level 8.
Level
Yeah, no,
8.
those are
Yeah.
small. Yeah.
So, and here's what I
It'll
was
be cheap.
thinking
It'll
on
take
some
forever,
of these.
but it'll be cheap.
Here's what I
like
was thinking on
17
some of
days.
these things is that it's eventually going to hit 8 million, and a really cool game changer would be that you have to have clan war loot to get the rest.
Oh, so like 8.5 million or something.
Yeah,
like
an
that.
8.5 million upgrade.
Interesting.
That would be
sure,
a
but
really
you only
cool.
hold 8 million. So
Yeah,
Yeah,
you can only hold 8.
Forcing you
There you
to
go.
war,
To war.
forcing you to get your clan castle up.
Yeah.
'Cause
So,
how
so
much
it
does
would be a
how much does
reward
how much
system
does
for the.
How much does Scotty and Boneyards clan castle hold? Is it like 1.5 million?
I don't know.
I think it's 1.5.
1.5 is the max.
I think it's
So,
1 for
9.5 million for a
So-
crazy upgrade.
7.
So it basically would say that to be a really powerful player in the
700,000.
game, you have to be active warring and part of a community.
Yeah,
A winning thing, because that would show like you can't gem that.
yeah.
And I think I was
Oh,
talking
yeah,
about it
that's
on
true.
Yeah.
on another
Force you to
podcast.
play.
Yeah. So at that certain level, you have to play it.
Shit, I'd like to see
To-
clan war stuff that you can only get with 1 million. It only costs $1 million, but you have to get it with clan loot.
Yeah.
Like
Clan loot.
new traps,
Or- yeah.
clan
Or
loot, clan
just-
traps. Like you have to be
Yeah.
part of a clan war to
That
get
sounds
this
like
stuff.
an estimate.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, really use that.
Sorry.
Oh,
Fucking
Oh my
itchy.
god, I've been in too many clans. I got the clan.
all right. Scotty's coining a new term:
Sorry.
the clan loot economy. That would be cool. My
There's
clan
no-
loot's
I
up to
don't know
this.
if
We've
that's
got to do
term.
well in a
I don't know if
war.
you can actually coin that.
Clan
I'm
loot.
just gonna make up some.
Well, they'd have to
fucking
change
words
some
and-
stuff around, but they would be cool. I liked your guys. The thing you mentioned about getting decorations by from achievements and stuff, because it's stupid to just buy decorations, like especially when they cost like $1 million gold or something. I once kicked a guy out of my clan because he was an elder, is one of my friends, and he went and he's like, I'm gonna buy the epic statue or whatever. And I was like, dude, you could get like a level 9 wall piece or something with that. Why would you? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. And then I kicked him out.
Plus,
but
you
I
have
let
horrible
him back in
taste.
the next day.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, where are you gonna put that? That's another thing that we need to talk about is Supercell. Make these bases bigger.
Yeah. Okay, but wait, we don't know what.
More stuff, you know? What,
Yeah.
Because that needs to happen. We need to have more things.
Or they'll expand into the water. And
I was just going to say
Yeah.
the water in
But
the woods.
I do
think,
have
is
to
gonna
say,
be a
We
lot.
I
talked
really-
about that, though. We talked about the
We've
talked
talked
about
about
it
every
several times.
episode since it came out.
And then they made it into Boob Beach.
right.
That's the water.
I don't think that.
But why is the water
Never mind.
there? You know, but yeah, that's what
I
happens.
think they're
is
just
But I
seeing
think-
how it goes with Boom Beach, and then they'll bring it to Clash
I
of
think the
Clans,
next
'cause-
phase of the gameplay has to be
I would
Clan
really like to go and work
to
for
do a
Cell.
war. Now you have to have the reward system.
You
So
want to go to Finland?
Well, I don't care.
Yeah, they send the
an in over there.
YouTubers over there. Why aren't they sending the podcasters over there?
yeah, we
Come
got
on,
some fans.
Supercell.
Come on, Supercell.
Yeah, let's take a
You know, idea right here.
Yeah. Well, no, and that's what I mean. Like that clan loot. If they introduce that, that would be a whole different game-changing thing because you could, you know, that would be a whole side of the achievement and, you know, a big incentive to be part of wars, not just to farm, but to be farming and warring. I don't know. I think that's the next phase, and that's my prediction.
Well, it would be a
Clan
good one.
loot
'Cause
economy.
It would force you to war
You
all
heard
the
it
time.
here first.
It would force you to war all the time. It would force you to utilize this new thing that is warring. You know, and it wouldn't be until you're established, probably, because you wouldn't want these things. But
Well, it's a whole side of the game. It's like a whole separate map.
Well, way back when warring started, we all were like, back interested in the game. Like this is new. This is fun.
So many less abandoned bases, which was a bummer for farming. But
Yeah.
there's so many great clanmates that I had who had left, and then they came back, and it's like, oh my god, I haven't seen you in, you know,
Yeah,
like
Sure.
Suggs and stuff.
and trophy levels, like where you'd push for loot, all changed. Like everybody's regular bases got good because there was at least the first time to, you know, that you did it, you know, for the first war or whatever, you'd rearrange your base, and so people just left them too.
Oh yeah,
you know,
yeah,
and
before
ever
it was-
since
Well, it was
then,
brought up
was-
several
there's
times.
way
that there
more
should be
strategy
the way, you know, war
in the looting
map
or in the farming.
save,
and then they
that's
changed
happened,
it to 2 maps, which was
so
needed.
fantastic.
Yeah, having to rearrange your whole camp like
Well,
every
that was just a bitch every time. I mean,
Making a camp so that you can put the town hall in and out. You know, oh, I'm going to switch it with my dark elixir. That's what everybody did. You know, dark elixir would be outside in a
and-
war, but it can go back inside during, you know, looting.
Another thing that they're bringing in this next update, which actually was really annoying, like a week ago or a couple weeks ago when I was changing my war base, they're going to make it so that you can copy your regular base onto your war base, and maybe vice versa. I'm not sure if it goes the other
Ooh,
way.
that's a good
with
idea.
just a click of a
Yeah.
button.
Because
So, like, I had this,
that's having a farming camp and a raiding camp.
Yeah.
and then if you're like pushing or something, you can just press a button and change
Change
your
your regular
you know,
map to your
changed
war
it
map.
up. Oh,
Yeah.
that's
So it's like, you know
nice.
what? I've got a lot of loot. I'm going to switch it to this even, you know, harder
Yeah,
defenses.
that's true.
Or climbing trophies or dropping trophies. You'd have two
Yeah.
different bases.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's cool because I had
It's
to
like being able to
remake
save
the
a base.
same base twice, which was a
Yeah.
pain in the ass.
Yeah, totally. So I want to get into this before we really, I mean, we're going to get into the news, but there's the level 8 Tesla, the Valkyrie, that
Valkyrie,
does
yeah.
the damage.
Now, what's the deal with the Valkyrie? Give me the scoop on what that is.
So the video that I saw, Boaz, do you want to go? Did you see it?
Yeah, sure. I actually just saw the video. One of my buddies posted it in GroupMe. So I guess, and I didn't really use Valkyries before, so I knew they did splash damage, but I always wondered how the splash damage happened if it hit the ground, but they do it by spinning around,
Yeah.
and then they get all the stuff around them.
Super Berserker Buzzsaw mode.
But now,
Yeah.
they seek out the center of objects, right?
Yeah, which is why I didn't really
What?
use them before,
Junctions.
because I was like, what is the spinning around?
What's a
How does that
junction?
help anything if they're just going up to the edge of a building and spinning around, and they're just doing the same thing that a barb would do just by hitting the edge of it? So now the AI is changing, so they go in between as many buildings as possible, and then spin around and hit all the buildings.
Oh.
So they could hit 4 things at once.
Yeah.
Like they would
Yeah.
purposely go in and try to get 4 things at
They
once.
would
Yeah,
go to the center of a
intentionally.
clump.
Yeah, no, that's slick.
Which is crazy. I mean, it can deal 4 times the damage, basically, of what it was doing before if you're using it right. So
That's a good idea.
they showed
That's
some
good. That's a good
videos.
switch to an AI.
Happy that I have my max
fucking
Valks.
Scotty.
I have a question, Scotty. What are you?
I knew they were coming.
What are you working on right now, Scotty? What are you working on right now?
Right now?
Yeah, like what are you upgrading?
I'm just finishing my level 5 golem.
Golems will get cheaper in this upgrade. What else?
I was going to go for his freeze.
Freeze won't get cheaper because you didn't do it.
Yeah.
You were going to go over and you're going to wait.
I just asked him all this on Minnesota Nice the other day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working
Scotty
on
and I were
Golem,
both
so
back
thanks,
there.
Scotty.
Shut up, Sully. Come on. Oh,
Well,
that's
I
so
think the
bad.
Valkyries are going to get cheaper. They did it, didn't they, after the
He
last
wants to
time?
weigh in on the Valkyries.
You want to weigh in on the Valkyrie, Sully?
He's got a couple of ginger brothers.
So,
Yeah.
at the last update, they've been constantly tweaking the Valkyries. And so now this troop is it's like a
they did.
wall breaker for buildings.
like they did with the
That's
Hawk,
like a
yeah.
targeting thing.
Yeah.
So, and I took in some cool troops, and I'll get into that clan war
I
stuff.
think
But
Valksen would be used to go in behind other stuff so that, I mean, you have, if they're going after 4 defenses, then they're getting hit by 4 different things. Shut up. So they would be like cleanup crew or like the first, either the first wave to clean up the outside, or you would send him in after to clean up the other stuff.
It's gonna be the
I
new
would-
thing is gonna be go Valwy. And then
See, I
send
would
the
do that,
golems,
though.
then the Valkyries, and then the wizards.
you know what I
hate
do with
these acronyms, Phil.
Here's how-
You know what,
I get
Go
so
Valley.
goddamn
Okay.
confused. I couldn't figure out.
here's
what
how I would use
why
these
H meant
Valkyries.
earlier.
I think,
today.
I would use these Valkyries like dragons, but smarter dragons. So I would take in a bunch of archers and a bunch of barbs from both sides. So if it's in a diamond shape, right?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so I'm going to go from the bottom right and the bottom left with barbs and archers and just clean everything up to the walls.
Yeah,
just
sure.
burn it down.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to send the Valkyries in right at the bottom.
Right at the point. with some
And
wall
I'm going to
breakers.
and then wall breakers, and just let the because it'll steer them right down the center. They might get, messed up in the thing, but if you keep that center open, they're going to keep going for the most dense troop. So I'd use like 10 wall breakers. Hopefully they get in, and then the Valkyries move just as fast as the wall breakers, or very close.
So they'll go through the first wall and then the second wall and go into the middle, because in the middle
It'll
things
flood in, and then I'll drop my king and queen right behind it.
Yeah, to clean up.
Once
And
the
the
things
other
have spread
thing-
out, it's like starting a fire. It would be like starting a controlled burn. That's what it would
It'll be
like.
interesting to see how it pans out. It'll be
Well, the
interesting.
Valkyries, as they're hitting the buildings near the walls, then they'll just also hit the walls with their spinning splash damage. And so, by the time they're done with the buildings, there'll be a hole in the wall probably, too. I mean, I guess I'm not
This is
positive
what
that's what
and you know what would be awesome with that too? Maybe some goblins. Because I could just see it honestly like a fire. You could throw the gobs and the archers just to take out those pumps and
Goblins
mines.
are just crap.
Squeeze those Valkyries right at the bottom. Blow it out all those center walls, and then watch them go. And it'd be just like watching a fire. And then you could either throw a dragon right at the end and just let that thing go
And have
right
actual
for
fire?
go right for the center, because the dragon will go to the closest thing, and if everything cleaned out, it would hit right like two level 4 dragons after the fire had burned out. I could just see a big sweep at the bottom. I'm telling
And
you.
Valkyries have pretty high hit points, so a heal spell would work well on them. It doesn't really work for barbs and archers and stuff, but once the Valkyries are in the middle, if you're dropping a heal spell, then it would last for, long enough to clean everything up.
Yeah, you could ice cream headache it too.
You could Valcream headache.
Yeah, because you'd have the rage, the freeze, and if you had a really tight, it would take care of the anti-hog bases, which are
That's
horrible. But you would also
Hey, I just got level 2 hogs.
I think that an anti-hog base,
you could fend
I
off
know,
the
right?
mortars.
Not
an
a real big
anti-hog
lot with,
base
ice
is
cream
the
headache.
same as an anti-Valk base.
No, because the Velks will go for the
Dang,
closest
You
thing.
told Davis he should cut his hair like that.
That's why you'd have to. That's why you'd have to
think
clean
you go
up.
for it.
They're just like
Well.
dragons. I think I can see them just like dragons. They'll go for the closest clump.
yeah.
But
No,
what
hogs are-
dragons
hogs are
don't
defense
do.
only and Valks
But I found now that if you are going to attack with a dragon, a couple dragons, you need to steer them by clearing out the sides and shaving off so that way the nearest thing that they're gonna want to go to is in the
middle.
direction
Yeah.
that you want them to go.
No, that's hard. I mean, that's I've run into that with balloons, with minions, when my all air army, that kind of stuff. Same kind of thing. I never really utilized an all dragon army, but an all air army is the same kind of thing. When you're running those guys in a direction, when they're on the ground, I think everybody pretty much all established players know how to make the swarm go in the right direction. You know where you got to like the diamond shape. You got to knock out the corners on the stuff on the outside, and then put the swarm in through the bottom, so that they don't just continue around. Well,
explain this to people who don't know what it is.
Okay, you're going for the barb and archer swarm. Okay, just those. If you want them to get into the middle of a diamond, you put some out around the two left and right corners of the diamond to knock out anything on the outside, and then you put the swarm in at the bottom. They'll knock out the stuff on the outside of the bottom corner first, and because there's not a bunch of stuff around, on the left and right corner, they're not going to split up and go around the outside of this diamond.
Right,
they're
going steering them in.
Yeah, they're going to go in the middle because you take out the targets for them so they don't split up.
Right,
and that's that kind of thing. On the ground is way easier to do. In the air, it just kind of gets wonky where things. Yeah. There's something way over there. I'm gonna go get that because the walls don't make you go around. Or if there's a hole in the bottom corner of the wall, everything will just pour into that bottom bottleneck.
Right.
And then just wipe out everything on the inside.
Good point. Yeah, the walls steer that. The wall breakers steer them where you want them to enter.
I don't know how many times I've seen a group of barbs like, no, go that way. But then that wall blows up, they all turn around and go back inside.
Yeah. That's a way to steer your king, too. Because if you're...
Can you say what sequence you will drop those? Because you use a swarm a lot.
Yeah, what do your troop makeup?
Can you drop the troop makeup... drop the order of troops that you're going to do.
And use a sound effect.
Okay, when I use
your battle. This is the battle.
This is the battle.
I've got one barrack of archers, two barracks of barbs, one barrack of wall breakers, two barracks of minions. Just pretty. It's cheap and quick.
And you're hanging out and where?
And I'm hanging out mid, I don't know, bottom range troops.
74.
Silver 3, bronze 1.
Acorn. There might be a king.
They took his trophy. They took his shield
queen,
away.
There's no
his level away.
It's town hall 8, probably. I'll go in with archers because they you can gut range and you put them on the outside. You put 2 half moons around the. This is on a diamond board.
Okay.
They put 2 half moons of archers on the corners, on the left and right corners of the diamond, and a little bit of barbers. Going in, the archers start and then the barbers go in.
Barbers.
They snip and clip. It's great.
Do the hot shade.
A snip here, a clip there, and a merry old tra-la-la. And then, so they take that shit out, and I'll wait. I'll give it 30, maybe 40 seconds until that shit's destroyed. I'll even put
quite a bit of time.
A couple more barbs out there. And then once the corners are destroyed, I'll just let those guys go, and then they'll probably die. And then I drop everything at the bottom, and I'll do it in a half moon at the bottom of the diamond. And just back and forth, half moon, put all the archers in, put all the barbs in. And I want the barbs to get up there and then get to the wall. And then once the defenses at the bottom corner start targeting the barbs or archers, depending on how close they get, then you drop your wall breakers so that the wall breakers don't get blown up. And then if you have healers or... some hogs or whatever you got, clan castle. Then you let those guys go, and they go in because your barbs and archers are getting attacked, and they bust a hole in the bottom. The wall breakers will bust a hole in that bottom of the diamond. And then while those wall breakers are running at the bottom of the diamond, use 2 fingers and dump 100 barbs or 100 archers.
Shut up!
Right at the bottom.
Scotty.
You 2-finger that shit. Let me tell you something.
Oh my
word.
Bust
a hole in the bottom of the diamond, stick 2 fingers in there, and pry it open.
I've been sitting here going,
pour those archers in there.
That's what she said, like in my head. Like
1,000 times.
Yeah, oh my God.
So, and then, you bust open that bottom corner, and then you put 2 fingers in, and you let the barbs pour out, and the archers just pour from it. And they
this
poke
is like sex ed.
And I liked in the old podcast when Boneyard would get to that part of an attack where you pour the whole army in somewhere, then put the finger on and go.
And you got like 100 barbs just running in there, like, they're just going crazy.
You never think about it from a listener's point of view. Like,
you drop
it's like, okay, so Boneyard's method is to over here and
then
over here.
Yeah.
And you drop like 1 archer over here, and then you got a whole bunch of barbs on. And then you got your dark troops.
blind people could actually play this game after listening to you.
And then, of course, if you
I'm
have...
sure they have Braille.
And the minions go in last.
I'm sure they don't, actually. Maybe.
You know, Boneyard's still upset about the Braille on the ATM machine.
Yeah, right? Braille on the drive-through ATM machine at the bank has Braille. What?
Sorry,
point.
listeners. Sorry, fans and stands. I really did not.
What if people just have poor eyesight?
Yeah, they should not.
I think by the
driving
time
that.
you
I
get
want them on the road.
by the time you get to Braille, you have already lost your driver's license.
If
Now,
you're
I know
using
some
Braille on
blind
an
people
ATM, I don't want you on the road with me.
Yeah,
Yeah, right.
Yeah, you might take a cab to the thing if you're blind.
Maybe
I don't
you're
know.
in the back seat.
Yeah,
you
maybe
want
you're
to
in the
give
back
that
seat.
fucking
Maybe
cabbie
you're in
your
the back
PIN
seat.
number.
Because then you can have your privacy. But point taken.
Yeah,
I think,
right.
like, at first...
Still,
I
so
mean, it took us 5 minutes to come to this.
my
I'm like,
apologies to
what the
any
hell?
of our blind listeners.
You just pull up and you roll down the window and you put it in park and you just flail your hand out and you feel some bumps and you put your card in. And here's the thing. Here's the best part.
Sometimes you need
Here's
some
the best
cabs.
part. There's Braille on the numbers. There's not Braille on the card thing, so you don't know which way to put your card in. Now,
No
my
Braille on
card,
the screen.
My card used to have raised
Well, they
numbers on it.
also don't put directions on which way to turn a doorknob either.
They do say push or pull on most doors because there's a bunch of idiots that will walk themselves right into a door real easy. Hey, I'm
Okay.
going out. It must push that way.
So, all right.
Boaz, this would be the point in time that you say back to Clash of
Oh,
Clans.
yeah. Sorry. I got too caught up in this.
So,
Yeah, exactly.
what are you using
I'm
for...
gonna go back because listen, I used to have raised letters on my credit
Okay,
debit
no.
card,
So,
but now I don't because now they're just flat debit cards. How does a blind guy
no,
even know
they
which
still
way
have
it goes in
raised.
the
You don't have
machine?
raised letters.
They have different senses, Boneyard.
Yeah, I'm old enough to where we used to have the ka-ching, ka-ching, and a big paper thing for a credit card. Yeah, you could just make them in your garage and
So
Which
the
is
thing that
exactly
Boneyard's
why they
talking
don't have
about
those
with
anymore.
with sending things on either side to clear everything out to make sure that your main body of your army goes up the middle is the exact same premise if you're going to attack an anti-hog base with hogs or balloons, because the way that it works is they have the defenses evenly dispersed around the outside. And so the hogs, go all the way around the outside before going into the middle and getting the important defenses.
Yeah.
So what you do is you take out, you can look at it and calculate the distances between the defenses, and you go around, you go to the sides and take out, 2, 3, 4, depending the construction of the base, 2 or 3 or 4 defenses on each side, so that when you send the hogs in to the middle, to a certain defense, then at that point, the closest, the next closest defense is in the middle. So they don't go to the sides because everything's cleared out on the sides. Yeah. And so they go, into the one nearest and then jump straight into the middle.
They go in for the usually it's mortars and expos right in the middle.
Yeah, exactly.
And you gotta go get those. You gotta get those first, And the wizards, they're bad for hogs,
You know what?
The wizards and the mortars right up in the middle. You got to get in there and get those things. Otherwise, that mortar's just shooting your guys all while they're walking all the way around the thing.
Here's my... Before I forget,
expos.
let me just coin this now, because I can predict this.
Second
With the
coining
Valkyrie,
of Scotty. First
Because
coining
Scotty
of
has psychic
clan
powers.
loot economy.
Clan loot economy. What's your second coining?
Well, the wind spell. That was totally...
Oh, that was the first one, but that never happened.
Okay. Not yet.
It could happen.
Somebody tweeted that it was the same thing.
Yeah, anything can happen with Zod.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh my god, I just
So
coined that.
my new with the new Valkyrie, I knew instead of like Go Wee Wee or Balloonian or whatever, this is going to be called the Wildfire,
Oh, at least that's a cool name.
and it's gonna and you're gonna use the Valkyries, like you would use. Like you would do a slow burn.
It's a redhead thing. It's a redhead thing, right?
You take I do the archers on
yeah.
the side. This is the beginning stage of my formation. Archers to take out the stuff along the walls as much as you can. Maybe a couple hogs on both sides. And then I would send the Valkyries in the center with like 10, 15 wall breakers, followed by a bunch of gobs. Because the gobs would go in and take out any traps that were there, followed by these Valkyries that are going for the most stuff. They're going to go out to the side, and if you can get halfway through the map, you get the 50%, and then boom, 1 or 2 level 4 dragons right at the bottom corner just to come right through. And no, you're going to have to use 2 balloons. 2 balloons to take out any seeking ear mines first, and then the 2 dragons right behind it, and they'd go right up for that town hall,
and then
boom, and you'd at least get 2 stars,
and then boom,
wildfire.
Well, I really like that. There's one
God.
premise there
kick
that
your asses.
I have an issue with, which is the goblins taking out all the traps.
I don't know if that's
because
gonna
when
work.
people are good and place their traps well, they place it in such a way that they're near like the defenses, so that they will hit the giants.
Right, you
or
just
the
want them
hogs.
to clear them out.
But
and here's the thing:
goblins
it would
go
make
to the
everything
Goblins
else.
aren't going towards the defense.
They're going to the resources.
They're going to go to the But if you've got those bombers cleared up, and then they're going into the center, the anti-hog base, all of a sudden those goblins would be doing all this stuff.
All right.
But here's the thing:
Anti-hog base is spread out. It's mixed up.
But if
so
people mix
goblins
their
are gonna
things
walk
in-
past defenses,
Yeah.
and hit traps because they're going to go past them.
yeah,
And it depends.
I see.
It all depends on the work of
on the
of
make
ba-
in the
of
make
base,
out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But they
that's
would
a
be
good point.
clearing the stuff so that you don't waste it on the Valkyries getting bumped. They're expensive.
Yeah.
But then you put those 2 dragons at the end, or like 1 dragon and 4 balloons.
Wildfire.
Wildfire.
All right, I guess so.
I think it'd work. I'm doing it.
Scotty has coined a lot of phrases, so I'm
I don't know.
gonna
We're up to
predict
3.
that wildfire is gonna catch on.
Yeah. Well, think of it if you can picture it like it's a burn, and how if that was a piece of grass and you wanted to burn everything down.
Burn.
Yeah. You
With
wanted to. You were going to burn
yeah.
grass, or you're going to, how you would steer it, what you'd burn first.
It's kind of what the anti-hog base attack with the hogs is. Like when they do a controlled burn, they burn stuff around the edges so that they like direct the direction of the wildfire. And
Maybe
yeah,
we
that's a
should
good
consult Smokey the
Yeah.
Bear for this.
Right.
I really like him.
Yeah. So.
He's like 70 years old this year.
Oh, he is, huh?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
he looks really good for a 70-year-old. He's aged well.
I
But Scotty has a
catch
great
commercials.
history of predicting economic developments.
I do.
So I'm going to say
comes and
that
goes.
this clan castle loot thing, if he, I'm going to trust him on this because he's.
But it is Friday, June 27th, right now. Let's just.
At 6:45 p.m.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens here with this kind of stuff. So, what are you using these days, Boaz?
Well, so in my wars, I switched from, I was using Balloonian, and then when my hogs got maxed, I started using hogs. And
Can you use real terms for people that are lower levels that have just joined
balloons and minions, with like a drag or two.
us? I mean, I suppose we've had whatever. Fucking, yeah. Okay.
And then, so then once my hogs were maxed, I switched to hogs, and then just as I got the hang of it and was like 3-starring everything I went at, everyone switched to anti-hog bases, and now in our wars, every single player in all of the opposing clans has an anti-hog base, and same in our clan. There's not a single person who doesn't have one. At least the Town Hall 9s. The Town Hall 10s, it's not as important. But so then I was like, okay, well, it's time for me to start using Go Wee Wee and Go Wipe and stuff. Okay,
Okay,
which is
one.
golems, witches, and wizards.
Thank you.
Go
And
Wee
what's
Wee.
the anti-hog base?
So anti-hog base is when you space the defenses around the outside, so the hogs they stay around the outside, and then there's no defenses in the middle, so the hogs don't go into the middle where you have the
So
important
hogs-
defenses.
And we have
Giants.
people asking these questions. That's why I'm trying to.
No, that's
get
good.
that out there. That
Hogs
good for us
and
to remember
giants
that. You guys
always target defenses
Yeah, and balloons.
and balloons. So if you have.
Send in a bunch.
And they're
going
to go to the nearest one. So if you've got all your resources in a center ring, it's basically going to go to the nearest defense and keep you away while your big defense is in the center.
Yeah, your war for a war base. You
for
have
a
your
war base.
resources in the middle, but you have your expos and your some mortars and maybe wizards, some dead center, and a big space between from the dead center to the outer ring, and in the outer ring is dense defenses in a circle.
Where
And
you
then
can
your
focus.
Hogs, you send in a bunch of hogs, they'll split up and they'll just go around and around and around the outside. Hold on. A little loud in the studio. Lady B's got to get out of her chair. There we go. And that's what that's an anti-hog
So you
base.
focus your-
everything is really spread out, and you know goddamn well those fucking spring traps are right between two defenses.
Exactly.
So you have to
And the
just
giant
adjust
bombs.
you either go in with air and then, or you watch somebody else's attack and find out where the spring traps are.
And even then, sometimes I've seen really good anti-hog bases. It doesn't matter if you know where they're at because you can't get your hogs to do anything
decide
but
where they're
go
gonna
around
go.
them.
Yeah.
Right, but then you could
you're screwed.
adjust and maybe use balloons.
Or use one hog
To
where
steer.
you know the spring trap is, so it only kills one hog instead of killing 3 hogs or
Yeah,
whatever.
right. If you can,
And same
if
with
you can,
giant bombs.
if again, it's all about base layout.
And did you see that if one hog goes over it, it sets the trap off, but it doesn't shoot him off?
I've seen that
They're
even
faster
with some
than the
other.
trap.
Yeah, they're
with
faster
some
than the trap.
other
That's true.
troops,
I've seen that
like
too.
Wall
I've seen
breakers
I've seen
sometimes
barbs
or
do that.
something. Yeah,
They're
even
faster
barbs.
than the trap.
But it's the people behind it. So space your hog drop off a little bit farther
Yeah.
because that way the one runs through it, sets it off.
That doesn't really work because then they all clump up at a defense anyway.
Yeah,
No, but if you
that's
send
where
the
people
one-
place
And then they
it.
all move.
If you send the one in,
If you know
and
where
just
it
a
is.
2-second delay on the first drop of the hog.
Yeah, but
But they'll all stop at a defense, and then
Yeah.
when it's dead, they'll
If you
all
can-
move together
yeah,
to
if
the
you
next
can-
one.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the one that you know is in front of the defense that you first want.
Right. If you
But
can,
Or
they're-
just to probe. Because
they're
if you
between-
if you're
you can do that. If you can do that,
if you're
you
going to
can-
send your hogs in one spot, just send one in first and then drop all the other within like 3 seconds after that. Because as soon as that hog gets over that trap, that one's gone. But it's the hogs that come in after it that get fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's 1 out of 6 traps.
And that's especially
Yeah, but
relevant
that's
for
3
giant
hogs.
bombs.
Yeah,
because
If
you can say
usually
3
people
hogs-
will group 2 giant bombs together, because if they have 2 giant bombs together, then if they go off, they can just wipe out a whole pack of hogs. You
We've
don't have
seen
time
that happen.
to
We've seen
heal
that
them.
happen. Yeah,
Boneyard
that's
has 30.
That's where it's super important. You just send in one hog, and if you watch a replay, you know where the giant bombs are. You can send in one hog and set off those clumps of giant bombs,
Yeah, right.
and then that
Yeah.
can save,
your
a
whole.
dozen
You can
hogs.
save your whole battle.
Yeah,
I really think
That turns the tide. That's a bitch.
here's sneak peek
Yeah.
number 3 for me. I could imagine, and I think this would be. Okay, we'll pause for a second.
Pause for a second. Lady B is coming back into the studio.
So I could imagine in the update. Here's my other prediction.
Oh boy.
Freeze traps, and seeking air mines.
Didn't we decide that already happened?
It didn't. It
Oh,
doesn't.
It doesn't do that.
No,
I don't think it should.
I think it
That's what
should.
the Seeking air mines were like.
If you could,
Seeking
if you
Air-
could
right,
get,
whatever.
if you could get some air army, some minions, level 6 minions past a few defenses, by freezing them until they're, there. You know what I mean? Like if you could, like let's say
You know
you're
how fucking dangerous
you could
that
be.
is with a group of
my
minions?
God.
They
You know how
roll
dangerous
past,
this is?
the first couple roll
Dangerous
past,
this is.
First couple that should have died roll past
Boneyard's
the
getting
balloon,
old.
and then a whole bunch of them catch up, and then that thing unfreezes and that balloon flows up, and your entire army of minions dies in one fucking shot. I hate that shit so
and
much.
spells are so valuable.
But imagine if you
so-
could. Imagine if you could freeze it and send
We should
in
get
send,
fireworks.
send in like
'Cause those are
one.
dangerous too.
Oh yeah, don't get me started.
If the balloons could really be effective with the freeze spell, and dragons could be effective with the freeze spell, especially balloons. If you could send balloons in, if you froze all the traps, and then you're on top of a bunch of things, and then the freeze wears off. Hello, there's balloons up above,
But
and
if
then
you-
and then the seeking air mines went, and then they would drop onto other things.
Right,
But the
that's a
thing
little
is,
bit.
the free, like you only have so many free spells, and so what you want to use them on things like infernos and stuff.
Yeah, right,
Like
that's-
there's more.
I'm becoming a master with those free spells. by the
That's
way.
that's why free spells came around, was because they invented infernos. A little bit later, they invented free spells to counter the infernos.
Yeah, but imagine if
That's- I mean,
all
that's
I'm
what they're
saying
for.
is if seeking air mines were able to be frozen,
You're dumb. They're gonna thaw out, and then what's gonna happen? All
Then your
your fucking
balloons-
balloons will explode.
yeah, but yeah, if
And what are
you-
they gonna explode over?
hopefully an inferno tower.
Hopefully,
But if one came out,
Hopefully
but
an
you could
inferno
probe.
tower.
You could probe all the things out,
Yeah, you
all
could
the
probe.
seeking air mines. I'm telling you, that'd be awesome.
probe.
or like the wind spell or whatever could lure out the air mines or something like that.
Oh yeah, the wind spell could blow them away.
Trip them.
Yeah.
Could
That's
blow
a whole
them
nother
toward.
thing. That's some super AI right there. That'd be kind of neat, though.
Well, hey, we're at 50 minutes, so why don't we? You want to wrap up, and we'll just go on to the next episode?
We got to get into HOZ. We've got
as
to talk
long
about
as
the
we
houses.
don't have the same thing that happened last time.
I know, that was
an
a bitch.
episode with you guys where the internet stopped working.
Yeah.
And
It's not a
all
storm
like dug
today.
in for a triple episode, and then
Yeah,
It's not a storm today, so we're good.
okay, excellent.
I have a whole episode of talking about House of Zod, and I was hoping it would be the first one, so all my
and what else do you want to get to,
Zodcasters can get to.
Boaz?
Oh, I got about a million things. I'll just go with the flow.
Word.
Okay, I've got a big thing that I want to talk about that happened before.
Zod, right?
Yeah, we're going to talk about
the big thing you want.
the new clan that's going to be forming.
Oh, we talked about
Dun
before.
dun dun.
Yeah.
Dun, dun.
And we'll start with the story next time.
All right, next time.
Okay.
Okay, ClassicGuysPodcast.com, WBCMT Radio.
And Twitter.
42427 Clash.
Yeah, call us.
Yeah, we got to get the voicemails,
We
too.
got so many voicemails and emails we got to get to. It's never going to happen.
Let's
That might
do
be
that.
a whole 50th anniversary
yeah.
episode party.
Let's have a 4-hour episode in order to commemorate the 50th anniversary.
I'm ready to party
this
all
is-
night long. It's only 7 o'clock
Be
p.m.
in trouble
Central
with my
Time.
wife.
Boo! This
All
is
right,
You're
well,
gonna
we're
have-
gonna.
You-
Okay,
Never
we're
mind.
gonna
Off the air,
let's.
I'll give you a little
All right,
advice.
boo.
Okay. Get a hold of us. Keep it clashy, everybody.
Keep it clashing.
And kick some
Keep it.
clash.
Yeah, kick some
Kick
clash
some
ass.
clash.
Skilly beep 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 skilly beep.